What's up, everybody? We're back for part 3 of 10 of Cash Flow for Capsuleers, which is the military career agent series of missions where we're learning, well, all kinds of things, but mostly just how to pew-pew in space without getting blown up. So I'm going to take the salvage from my last mission, drop it in the item hanger. I'll stack it all just so that everything is organized and tidy, because that's nice. Actually, I'm going to start pulling stuff off of my current ship, and one way to do it, yes, I know, I see you. You were out very recently, so don't make like you weren't. If I right click on my ship before I shift into something else, I can strip fitting, and what that does is it pulls all of the equipment that I've got on the ship off of it and puts it in my item hanger. So because I think I'm going to use that on my new ship, which we got last time, I will do that, and notice that it's all gone. I'm going to unpack my Atron, and I'm going to climb into it. Now, it's good practice when getting into a ship to always insure that ship, and because this is like one of the first decent ships, I mean, it's a frigate, so it's not like super special, but it's one of the first decent ships that I've gotten. If I blew up my Velator, they would give me another one for free, probably, if I went to another station, because that's how the game makes sure you never totally find yourself unable to fly. But this one, they would not give you right away, so you would have to buy it. And so I'm going to insure it, which is always a good practice, for 347,000 ISK. Now, I'd have to pay 100,000 ISK for that, but it's worth it. So if I ever get this blown up, that means that I will get 350 back, which not too bad, which would give me almost enough to buy another one. So I'm going to insure that, and it's good practice, and it usually lasts, I think, if I show in, well, yeah, it lasts for 12 weeks. So I insured it on March 10th, and it will go until June 2nd. So good to keep in mind. Also good to keep in mind is you want to change the name of your ships. So this one, because my name is Scattered Marbles, it's called Scattered Marbles Atron. But when you're slinking around in low security space or null security space or wormholes, if somebody sees you on directional scan, they'll just see the name of your ship. And if the name of your ship has your name in it, they can do a lot of recon on you that you may not want them to have. So picking a name that you put on your ship, now don't name all, you could name all of your ships the same thing, but just name it something other than your character name so that you don't give yourself away. And so if somebody scans, they don't know based on local who it is that's near them. And if it's somebody that they know, if it's somebody they don't know, the element of surprise is really important. So this is an Atron, and I need to come up with a name. I'm not going to get too clever, so let's just call it Isaac. So this is Isaac the Atron. Now, I just dumped my, let's see, so in that last mission, just as a point of reference, we started out with 2,000 ammo, and I was able to kill 5 guys with 22 rounds of ammo. So this is going to last us a little while. So I've got one gun. I'm going to put it here. You can see that this one would be able to handle 3. And just because I'm able, I'm going to put it's the only other gun I have, which is the civilian Gatling gun. I'll put the salvager on there. And I put the afterburner. I'll use the civilian armor repairer, the armor plates that I got, which modify my armor because they're armor plates, which, that's how it works. And this overdrive injector system, what it does is it reduces my cargo capacity, but it gives me a 10.5% velocity modifier. So it makes me go 10% faster by giving up some inventory space. Now, something to realize is if I look down here, you notice that I don't have any inventory room or a drone bay, so I can't bring drones with me at all, and consequently also I have no bandwidth to control drones that I can't carry. So that's good to take note of. So I'm not going to be able to use drones. I'm going to have to use my guns, and I'll drop a little bit of ammo onto that. And just because I don't want to go into space with no backup ammunition, I'll take 200 rounds with me. And let's see, the miners are happy, but the station owners are not. A Serpentis pirate has stolen some sensitive documents from them, and I'm tasked with quietly resolving the matter. I'm entrusting you with this. Get those documents back for me. Now, the documents only take up 0.1 cubic meters of cargo hold space, so that's good. We're going up against Serpentis again, so the ammo that we've got is also best suited for that. And they're going to give me 2 more of these 75mm Gatling Rail 1. Now, I threw this other civilian Gatling Rail gun on here just because those are the only weapons I had. In general, you want to use the exact same weapon in an array, right? Because if you have different weapons of different types scattered like throughout your high slots, which is up here, somewhat like this weapon has an optimal range of 5200. This weapon has an optimal range of 3300. So you can see that you can very easily get into a situation where you're never going to be at the optimal range for all of your guns. At best, you're going to be at optimal range for one of them, and the other 2 are going to be missing or not hitting very well at all. So you always want to make sure that you're using all of the same gun, because you're probably like me and you're a noob and you don't have a lot of guns to choose from. You just use what you have. But in the future, once they give us these 2 more Gatling railguns that match the first one that they gave us, we'll get rid of this civilian one and set ourselves up with a full array of 3. And that same methodology is how you want to view, let's call it tanking, right? So right now I've got an armor plate and an armor repairer. So looking at this, that means, or that tells me that I am currently going to armor tank. That means I can't repair my shields in any way. I don't have any modules for it. But I've got a lot of armor hit points, and I've got a way of repairing my armor. So if I were doing missions or doing PvP or really pretty much anything in the game other than these opening career agents, and I had money and equipment to work with, you always only want to focus on one type of tank, so to speak. So right now we are focused on armor tanking. If I had shield components, then I would want to focus on shield tanking only and then use these low slots for something else. It's just good practice, and you're going to want to optimize your use of these slots. So because the low slots are going to be taken by armor devices and modifications, the mid slots can be used to put stuff in there that will increase my range or help my tracking or any number of other things like propulsion, jump drives. Like we were talking about earlier, this ship is geared very much towards tackling, which means like finding something and locking it down and making it so it can't get away, which is known as propulsion jamming. So you'll be wanting to put a web that slows things way down or a warp scrambler, and those are all mid slots. So there are perks to focusing on one type of tank. For now, use what you have, don't worry too much about it, and we'll just go from there. So destroy the pirates, loot the secret documents from the container, and report back to your agent. All right, so we've set up our ship. We're going to have 2 hours, about almost 3 hours to do this. If we do it, we'll get 215,000 ISK and these 2 guns. So I'm going to accept and undock, and I'm ready to go. So this time I don't have the drones. Last time I didn't use them, so I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. But you'll note also that I can't group my weapons, and that means that I'm going to have to fire them each individually. If this is another perk to equipping all of the same type of weapon, is you can group them so that they all fire at once, and you literally only have to press the one button to fire them all. So it helps you with your inventory management if you're a little bit OCD like me, so you're not constantly trying to like turn some off earlier because they used less ammo previously for whatever reason. Yeah, but these are the things that I get agitated about. So we're here. We've got a runner drone and a Weber drone. I'm going to approach them directly because those two are going to be the ones that make me go slow, right? Anything that's Weber or Runner, those things are to be concerned or to be worried about, I guess. So let's see, we got to get in close. There we go. Let's take out that drone. And notice that all of these things are attacking us. Now, this little icon is different. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's a destroyer, and so we kind of want to be careful around or close to that because because it can do quite a bit of damage, and we don't want to. There we go. I used both weapons this time. So you see this? This shows us the Weber drone had us webified, and it currently does have us webified. So our speed dropped significantly. So I'm going to target it and fire with both of my weapons, and it's dead. So this thing is a wolf. That's good to know. It's still 89 kilometers out. And I will target those. The dog it's a little bit later in the evening than I usually make these videos, so I apologize. But we're also at the next point in the day where we get into shenanigans. So you're gonna probably be listening to this. All right, we're outpacing. So once the thing that we were orbiting dies, we end up just sort of sailing off into the sunset, and we need to redirect our target and where we're headed in order to make sure that. Here, let's open that. We'll target it. And we'll do a little bit of salvaging because, you know, we're out here. Might as well make a little extra money. And there we go. So we can only salvage under 5,000 meters. And one metal scrap. That's not going to pay all of our electric bills. But notice that in the local chat, normally I ignore this, and it's behind. But in the local chat, you'll see that the wolf was talking to me the whole time, and I didn't care about that. So I'm going to put that back behind my little face and not worry too much about it. So I'm going to run around and salvage these because I figure if you're new like me, every little bit helps, and it can't hurt to make a little bit of money on the side doing everything you can. And you're already out here. While we're salvaging, we'll note that there are a bunch of Veldspar asteroids out here. And I'm going to grab the dog. And, yeah, what do you want? What do you want? Yeah, I know. Yep. So hopefully, come here, Elba. Yeah. I've got two dogs. I don't know if you've seen them in the videos. They often appear in the background, like somebody awkwardly walking on screen and then realizing that somebody's filming something. And so it's like, and then they sort of, I'm of course giving them more personality than they probably have and more awareness of the situation, but it amuses me, so I do that. So one of them is Ella, and that was my dog, and my fiance Allison has a dog as well that came with her, and her name is Bailey. Ella is a black lab, I think pointer mix, but it's hard to know. They're both mutts. Bailey's a boxer mix of some kind. Both of them are very sweet, and they enjoy cuddling and watching Star Trek, which I think all of you can probably understand and get behind. So we're near this cargo container. I would bet this is the cargo container. Notice that we've killed everything, so we got the blue check. With the secret documents. Not so secret because we knew about them, but you know, maybe we've just got good intel, like in Star Wars, where, you know, Rogue One steals the plans for the Death Star. No Bothans had to die for me to learn about these secret documents. I don't think, but you never know. So we're almost done here. We're going to finish salvaging. Yeah, I know. Actually, I wonder what my salvage skills are on this character. I would guess they're minimal. Resource processing. Oh yeah, they're about as high as I can get them. That's interesting. Okay, well. That's good to know. Salvaging attempt continues to fail. Oh. Alright, so I've got the secret document selected, but it also looks like, and as I have had happen before, you can get metal scraps out of salvaging. We got one more ship, and then we'll head on back. Thankfully, none of these really did enough damage to me to worry me. I didn't have to use my civilian armor repairer, which repairs a staggering 15 hit points per 6 seconds. So that's like 2.5 hit points per second. I know it's hard to wrap your mind around that level of durability, but that's where we're at, and that's the modern technology we have available to us right now. We're going to do a little bit of salvaging here, and then head on back. Say hi to the locals. They're being friendly. And we'll head on home and get my Gatling guns and my monies. I'm not all about the money, but my friends, who I often play with, give me a hard time about, like when we're playing GTA, I'm the one who's hopping out of the car and running out to pick up the $13 that the person dropped when we ran them over. Or if we shot up a bunch of gang members, they're going to the objective and I'm running around collecting their cash lying on the ground before going to the objective. I mean, I want spending money is what I'm saying. And the way you do that is by hard work, running around picking up money that people have dropped on the ground, and in this case, salvaging. So we're back. We've got the documents they're looking for. These are the... Wow, I was about to make another Star Wars reference, but I think one in a show. I already referenced Star Trek, so I think we're done with the references here. All right, handing it in, and that's it for stage 3 of 10 for cash flow for Capsuleers. You are a Capsuleer, by the way. So am I. So that's us. That's cash flow for us. So thanks for watching. Tune in. I'm obviously going to get through the rest of these and the other career agents. And every time I come across something I think about that might be an interesting quick tip that somebody might need help with, I'm going to be making those videos as well. If you see me do something, or if you're curious about something, just jump in the comments. Let me know. I'll make a video for you. And we can, if I don't know about it, we can learn about it together. So thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description below. Subscribe. Tell your friends. You know the drill. And I'll see you in the next video.